Hello, so I'm making a video for perhaps whoever might have missed the demonstration that was given the other day in a webinar, and just to show you like the basic functionality of wooclap, just in case you are wondering what it's all about and you missed that demo. Okay, so I'm by no means an expert. This is just what I understand of the platform from what I've seen from the demos and whatnot. So here we are in the wooclap page, and once you do sign in, you get something that's similar to this. If not, you can click on My Events, and this is basically what you see. And basically in wooclap, I think the basis of it is to create an event. And an event is similar to like a class. Okay, so an event is a class. So every time that you plan on giving a class a lecture, you would have an event that corresponds to that class. So I've made a couple here already, but I'll show you what it kind of looks like if you want to create your own event. So let's go here. I'm currently working on the free version, which only allows you 2 questions, but hopefully we'll get that all sorted out with wooclap, and all professors will have unlimited questions and the full functionality for 6 months. Okay, so here I create a new event, and you can name it. So for example, let's say starting Excel. So I'm doing a lesson, the first lesson of how to use Excel for my students. Yeah. Okay, so now I need to think about the questions that I want to ask my class. And the basis of this technology is often when we give lectures, we have like some sort of PowerPoint presentation where we're going through our lecture and talking and talking and talking. There's very little interaction between the professor and the student. So sometimes students can start falling asleep, lose interest. So the purpose is to add interaction into your lectures. And my next slide here is actually something I do in class. So when I'm lecturing, I actually ask a question like, what kind of things can you do with Excel? And I expect students to answer. And as you may know, a lot of students aren't always willing to answer, put up their hand and stuff like that. Okay, so I'll just show you what something like this would look like in wooclap. So here we are, we're going to add questions into our presentation. So the first thing to do is we're going to create some questions. This one is mandatory, and what this one is it gives the students the possibility to interact. So with their smartphone, they can either scan this QR code, or if they're using a computer, they can enter in this. You can copy and paste it into the chat in Teams, and you can open it up from there. But the point is, they're going to, instead of raising their hands in class, they're going to use their phone to actually answer, and it's anonymous. And very often this is a lot easier for the students to answer anonymously, so they're not kind of put in the spotlight. Okay, so this is mandatory so that they can in fact participate. So I'm going to add a question, and since it is an open question, I'm going to use this one. You can also use like a poll, like how many of you have used Excel, and then you can have yes, no, and then some people will say, yes, I have used Excel, no, and then it can generate like a chart showing you like how many people, yes, they have used Excel, how many people, no, they haven't used Excel. Let's add this one. Okay, so what can Excel be used for? Okay. So yeah, you can put correct answers if not, otherwise you can just leave it blank. And let's save that, and you can see it's there. So during your lecture, you can actually, I don't actually need this slide anymore. I can actually delete it now since I do have it on wooclap. So let's just delete that. So I'm going through my lecture, blah, 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 talking about Excel, and then I can start this up by saying, okay, students scan this QR code so that you can participate. And then here's our question. What can Excel be used for? And this is what the teacher sees. What the students will see will actually be the question, and they'll have the opportunity to type their answer. And once they type their answer, it starts appearing on here. People's answers start appearing on there, and either you can have like a grid view showing everybody's answer, you can have a result list, or you can have a word cloud. So words that are common that students write will appear in a word cloud. Okay, so that's one way to use it. The other way is to actually upload your presentation into wooclap itself. So let's add the presentation here. So import. Okay, so let's add a presentation, and let's go to the one that I was just using. Okay, this one right here. Okay, and once it's uploaded, there's a bunch of other settings where you can actually show like what participants' names are, who answered what, or you can just leave it anonymous. And there's a bunch of other settings that I won't go through right now because it's not so important for the basic functionality. But when you upload your presentation, you can insert questions into your presentation. Hold on. Okay, right. I guess that was just like some sort of splash page or whatever. But here you can see that I have my actual presentation uploaded into wooclap itself. And from here I can start dragging these in. So how to participate will be there. And then this can be here, right? So you basically, now you're actually presenting through the wooclap application in the browser. So you can use this instead of your PowerPoint. So you start presenting and say, okay, this is the basics of Excel. And then you go to here, please scan this, or please participate using this. And then you have your open question where they vote, and they say Excel can be used to do taxes. It can be used to create a timetable, blah, blah, blah. You get your word cloud. You show that to students. You discuss. You have that interaction. And then you keep moving forward through your presentation. And you can see this was my old slide. This appears again. And you can just, keep moving through your presentation until you get to your next question. So you get another question, insert here, and students vote, or they answer, and then you can discuss it and say, or you might have a question like with a right and wrong answer. You say, okay, these people, there's 12 people that got the correct answer and 7 people who got the incorrect answer, and then you can explain, discuss, whatever, and then keep moving through your presentation. So I think that pretty much does it, and I think that's pretty much the basic functionality of wooclap. So it's about creating events. Once you create an event, you choose what questions you want to use in that event for interaction, and you can either just use the questions themselves, or you can actually put your presentation into here and present from here. And the representative was also talking about an add-in into PowerPoint, so you can actually have like a little button here that says add wooclap question or something like that. So there's an add-in available.